The biggest surprise so far has been that this map right here, right? The S.A.D.B.O.I.S picking Inky Splash Zone against Cosmic Calamities and in this matchup versus the Bozo Bunch. That is not a map you expect from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, right? Historically, they've had trouble on this map.
Yeah, so I will take full responsibility for that one, actually. I will just take complete responsibility. Like a week and a half ago, as they were revving up for playoffs, they were like, okay, Inkies and Oni are in the pool. Like, let's go back to our Oni Village roots. You know, we used to be the kings of that map. And then we scrimmed, and I beat them so bad for 2 hours that they started deciding to scrim Inkies instead. So that's the lore for anyone out there that wants to know. But as we're getting into it, I see the Octavia for ghret, which I think is really strong. They're undefeated on that pick this season, I think.
It's real.
And they've got the Juno for Vaughn. That's been a staple pick of his recently, too. And great barrier take by the Bozo Bunch. Really efficient corner offense, kind of like their staple. And I want to see how the boys are able to respond here.
Yeah, and Threezy in the background, feeling the effects of you being on the cast. Whenever he speaks, he is very audible, and Dropletto doing what the Bozo Bunch does best, covering that top clear for the first goal of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're a pair. You know, S.A.D.B.O.I.S Striker's coming back for land. S.A.D.B.O.I.S Striker's coming back on the cast. Cosmic Calamities, unfortunately, went down earlier today, which means that I'm Threezy's midfielder again. So, of course, we're a little bit of an item. And while I'm yapping, S.A.D.B.O.I.S get just like a really, really efficient offense. ghret feeling way worse for wear. Bread's feeling worse for wear. 2 flips in the net, and everything just blew up. S.A.D.B.O.I.S tied the set.
Yeah, but good on the Bozo Bunch to force out those flips, right? If the S.A.D.B.O.I.S had scored before using those, it would have been a nightmare of a third point to walk into. Instead, it is 2 flips coming up for the Bozo Bunch. The Yuri loses 1. And you mentioned earlier, right, this is a very different S.A.D.B.O.I.S, and we saw that earlier today in the regular season. I don't think they would have won as decisively against the Cosmic Calamities, right? But we saw that earlier. Yeah. We're seeing a new face here with the Inky Splash Zone pick again, but Bells being this low is really dangerous here. If they can get one good KO, then the power play could be devastating.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be looking at Dropletto's special mainly for those KOs on like a staggered target or some sort of combo from the Finny, like a strike shot into a primary. I think those are the most reliable ways to KO. So with that being said, I think that the Bozo Bunch actually have pretty unreliable kill confirms, so even if they are stacking damage, it's hard to imagine them confirming them. And double flip U's in front of the barrier, really difficult to save for Vaughn, and you already lose, so the barrier drops. Water cannon sent out. ghret loses control of the ball, but regains control, sends it in, and now we got a Bozo Bunch advantage.
Yeah, that team play in particular, like we saw there, has been the Bozo Bunch bread and butter. It worked great versus Eris Kitten Club, and it's working so far against the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And looking back to a lot of the big tournaments, right, when the Bozo Bunch were first really jumping onto the scene from the depths of the meta channel, this is not like an unfamiliar opponent, right? In the AfreecaTV Invitational so long ago now, they made it so far, and we're seeing a similar face in Season 4 as well, 4th place in that season, and once again in loser semis here. But the S.A.D.B.O.I.S looking to equalize this set. Really good strike shot from Skewerbreads, though, and ghret is holding the core very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, Octavia finally drops that secondary speed, so there's a little bit more control for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but while I'm saying that, ball ends up on their side, and Dropletto with a great dash punch, able to confirm onto the barrier. It's kind of anyone's point now. Ball running through the Aqua Jet. Nothing quite happening yet. They're kind of just going to be trading possession for a little bit as they, like, go from side to side, essentially. So they're playing up, and then Bozo Bunch is going to be going down here if they can. ghret finding a great KO on Bells with the flip into the confirm with Dropletto, and that's the first set for the Bozo Bunch. What a play.
What a place to dash punch as well. I don't think anyone was expecting Dropletto to go for that, which is why Yuri Luz didn't use the flip, but instead it's the Bozo Bunch taking it, and now they get priority in this very important first draft. And with the Juno being such a thorn in their side in the previous series, I think they're happy to not have to deny away any big core speed here.
Yeah, I think this draft's going pretty much exactly as expected. Zentaro maybe just takes the size here, and then Yeah, Glass Cannon makes a lot of sense for the Finny and Missile Prop for the Mako. I think this is definitely Bozo favored, but that Rapid Fire on the Juno could really start evolving into being like a big threat in later sets. I love the Catalyst pickup for Juliet. That flip is a really good tool to get it through this melee goalie that, you know, we're seeing all the time. And the Glass Cannon is essentially, this Finny now has 2 gears. But, you know, as I say that, Inky's known for its quick pace and, yep, point ends. S.A.D.B.O.I.S had a really, really strong offense there and able to catch it through the bottom just around ghret and into the bottom of the net. So, yeah.
Yeah, and really precise strike work too from Bells right on that triple take. We've seen the triple take be both reliable and unreliable for Obscure Breads so far today. Dropletto trapped in a lot of danger here. The damage pressure really coming through. It's less about the comps and all about the focus. That's the name of the game for today, as we saw some damage comps with damage awakenings fall because of the focus that the other team bring. Dropletto now in the corner looking for the Flame Flurry, unable to find the goal so far, and Bells with meter available, going to try to nullify and make this water cannon hard to use, but Dropletto in position, doesn't quite get the second hit of it, but Bells is so incredibly low now.
Oh, and the ball just sneaks right past. You already lose from ghret. Great primary. The aerials is what gave it the extra range, and it's why You Already Lose wasn't expecting that. Catch the core. So yeah, I was talking earlier about how, you know, Bells on the Centauro with low stagger, you know, might find himself damaged, but it might be difficult to KO him. 1, they have been finding some KOs on him, so I stand a little bit corrected. But 2, just the stagger pressure is enough to be taking him out, as Dropletto almost scores in the open net, not quite. And Vaughn goes down in the corner to that patented Inky's corner, and now Bells just needs to play stall, but nope, Dropletto, beautiful play in the corner there, and all things are coming up Bozo Bunch right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of memorable, this Juliet pick, Dropletto in the solo queue mines with a very noticeably low win rate. But whenever he picked it, it didn't look that bad, and here in this incredibly important playoff series, he locks it in against none other than the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, and so far, Dropletto has had no hesitation, right? Especially on the Flame Flurry and Obscure Bread, sending it away. The Water Cannon and the primary just enough to reinforce it, and the dash punch to the bottom corner. The Bozo Bunch 2-0 up on the S.A.D.B.O.I.S map pick.
Yeah, I mean, the connection between ghret and Dropletto right now is just immaculate. Dropletto is just throwing out these dash punches because he has full faith that the ball is going to end up in them before it's even there. So heading to this draft here, hot shot denial from the Finny because the other two probably didn't want to take it. Speed for the Centauro to help keep pace and avoid more damage, I think is going to be really good. Mako doesn't have a great pick here, to be honest. Yeah, the 1-2 denial I think makes the most sense because it's not like Juno was getting it anyways. And then Juno should take Deadeye here, but could take the Spark of Strength as well. That gives him some scaling, so, you know, they're down 0-2. I think Vaughn sees it as like a way to kind of get back into the game because they're going to be first picks in their sets later. They can get focus, they can get agility, and the Juno can start scaling really hard. But for right now, Bozo Bunch doing what they do. Get it in the corner, keep it in the corner, score the goal. Well done. Big lead for the Bozo Bunch.
Yeah, and drops Flame Flurries. That's like the third one that's done the exact same thing, right? He is so on point with the timing, just catching the core at the perfect opportunity. And on Inky Splash Zone, right? Even if you pick a defensive goalie like the Mako, it's still so hard to defend that massive barrier. And the Bozo Bunch's coordinated offense is showing that greatly here. Another flip available, good on the Ensnare Drums to stop that for the moment. But the resources are being burned, and Dropletto and ghret are still connecting. Finally, a misstrike from Obscure Breads does mean that Bells has a chance to push forward here. But Bells has got to be careful, right? Could die in the corner.
Yeah, I think for most of these points here, I really want to give a lot of credit to this Finny. I think she's just been doing so much work in the midfield that even if any individual interaction... Oh, never mind. Vaughn puts it in. Great dribble into flip. Finds the hole right in the middle. Breads goes up. ghret goes down. And Bells is ready with the hit stun on the primary. But instead the hole is just found by Vaughn. Great play by them. Really good point by the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And that's the kind of thing you're going to be looking for if you want to be making a comeback in this game.
Yeah, and that's the feast or famine of the Finny goalie when you're keeping it up, when you're on point. with interrupting in the midfield. It's beautiful, but if they can get it up close, then it's a bit of a nightmare here. The follow-up not quite there. Dropletto doesn't pull the trigger on the core flip, and so Vaughn gets another lease at life here. A good clear away means that ghret can't snipe the bottom of the barrier. BOIS now looking forward Vaughn, but they can't quite get this final strike on the goal. And now with Bread sending it away with Dropletto and ghret slowly advancing up the field and pressure coming out from ghret to interrupt. The drum and bass, the strike were attempted, but you already lose. One of the best goalies in the game's history for a reason, still keeping that barrier alive.
Yeah, and as you finish talking, barrier goes down, Dropletto with the flamethrower, but Vaughn able to kick it out and perfect pass. Just a little gentle touch from ghret to put it in the bottom corner.
Bit of a curse,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, it's game point for the Bozo Bunch.
All it takes is
for them here.
It's such a fast game too, right? You expect it from Inkies, but like it was S.A.D.B.O.I.S map pick. Bozo have historically not liked this map at all. But Vaughn maybe trying to change that a little bit, maybe trying to extend the game here. Finds the barrier early, the water coming out, but it's Dropletto looking forward. ghret keeping the core in the hands of the Bozo Bunch, and Bread's in a tough spot, but still making the saves here. Flip available for Bells. It's flipped away from the corner still. And now dropping ghret. Moving so fast. You already lose. Desperate defense is successful. And Bells trying to find an opportunity on the net here. ghret is low though. A combo to kill. Perhaps, but the Octavia stays alive.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little greedy from Vaughn. He could have saved the flip for the open net, but great patience there. And finally, they do get the KO. So Vaughn essentially is trading that flip that he had earlier for a chance at the power play, and they do score during it. Makes it a good trade, and this set isn't over. This game isn't over, and we're heading into the final point.
It is not over in the slightest, but with no one having much meter on the board, my eyes are on Dropletto. Maybe a dash punch flip, maybe a flip for the barrier, maybe a flip for the goal. So many possibilities here when no one else has access to the tool. But Brez early strike means that the barrier goes down early. Dropletto will equalize, and the possession is still kept by the Bozo Bunch. It goes around the world, but the triple take good.
Oh, it's in!
But Bells, what a strike to get it past the triple take and keep the game alive for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
All right. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S are mounting a comeback. There's a really, Vaughn guaranteed a spark here. Bell's able to take kind of whatever he wants. I think Vaughn's a little unhappy to see that prime time here because he picked up that rapid fire earlier, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up the spark of focus. Peak performance of the Octavia, I feel like it's an obvious pick. Spark of agility, so he's taking that to keep pace with the speed from the Finny and the Octavia. And then Super Surge denial from the Finny, because Dropletto doesn't want Super Surge, and they want to take it from the Mako, so the Mako ends up with prime time. Kind of a crazy draft. Finny has a completely dead awakening. And I would say that was overall pretty good for S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but I don't think it was too much to the point where we could see this game really swing in their fortune.
And that peak performance pickup, right, giving that little bit of extra stagger, a lot of extra stagger actually to ghret, might make the difference here. They were barely staggered last time, and keeping the Octavia alive is a win condition after all. Bells now looking for the goal here to triple take, saving it for the moment for Breads. And the Bozo Bunch offense coming in. Dropletto trapping the core. Flame Flurry, but it's still saved by You Already Lose. Continuing to hold this barrier down in this point. Create a big advantage for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. But now Bells needs to be careful. That's not a lot of stagger to work with. Staggered now, but the dash punch doesn't KO. Vaughn now flipping You Already Lose, the one who's flipping ghret there, who is now the one who's staggered. Needs to be careful here. Zentaro could confirm a KO, and Drop helping out on the defense. Vaughn flipping, looking for an opportunity, sending it forward to the slime very, very slowly, and a flip out from Obscure Breads will save the day, but it's such a difficult situation for the Bozo Bunch.
Okay, and ghret goes down. I want to just highlight that play that Vaughn tried to make, but Dropletto is going crazy and picks up the reverse power play KO. Okay, Bells tries to keep it out of the jet, but the Octavia is back and has secondary. We need a big play from Bells here to get the ball in the net, or at least out of his own. There you go. Secondary popped. Aqua Cannon popped for S.A.D.B.O.I.S though, and the Octavia secondary is gone. Let's see if Vaughn can keep control of the ball. Yes. Oh, great primary from the Mako. Everything's just flying everywhere. Overtime core speed's going a little crazy. Bells finally gets the ball. Unable to capitalize, and Dropletto with flip. Oh, is able to put it in off the rebound. He didn't need that flip. Yeah, he didn't need that one.
The Bozo Bunch teamwork is just incredible to watch. They might be the most synergistic forward duo in the entirety of NASL. Like, they are just playing with each other at every opportunity. And the core speed, the sheer core speed,
down.
It surprises the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They're not ready for it. And with the barrier down so early, the water cannon, a capability for them now. It could be an early goal here to the bottom side. It goes around everybody's strike box. It was Pixels.
Yeah, actual Pixels. Vaughn took a step to the left instead of a step to the right as he was moving down and ends up in front of the ball. Barely misses, and now the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. on the back foot. Once again, kind of looking for a little bit of a miracle to win this game, but it is Inky Splash Zone, and if miracles are going to happen anywhere, this is the place for them to happen. Bells misses the flip in the net. Big missed opportunity, but Vaughn able to put it in with the strike primary. Well played there, and the game's not quite over yet once again.
Yeah, ghret could have gone for the safe clear down, but instead opted to try and create some offense quickly, and Vaughn reading that finds the slime, and although the meter is there for both teams here, the flips will become a factor pretty soon. But if Bells can rush forward, get this barrier early before Bretts can get flipped just like that. Bells makes that big play, gets the barrier down early. Now the water cannon a factor, but Dropletto just winning 2 strike wars in a row versus Vaughn and looking for the barrier as well. So much presence here from Dropletto. A great dash out from Bells to not go down, but a flip perfectly aimed from ghret. A flip now by Dropletto, forcing out a flip from Yuri Lose in the panic. And now the Bozo Bunch looking for a match point here. The punch doesn't do it, but a passing play might.
Okay, Vaughn barely hanging on. ghret with the secondary, with control of the ball. Going to be looking to catch these rebounds, get more and more speed, but got a little greedy. Nope, managed to keep the ball on the back end. Dribbling backwards to try and keep speed. Finally loses it. Dropletto finds a random KO on the side against Bells, and now there's a huge power play. Dropletto's ult, catches the ball. It's in, and Bozo Bunch win game 1.
What a fast game. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S. brought it back a little bit, but it was mostly in the hands of the Bozo Bunch. They showed incredible teamwork. And of course, that Octavia win rate getting even higher here, as that pick has so much power in the hands of ghret.
Yeah, ghret is now 1 billion and 0 on this pick this season. I think they've proven that you probably shouldn't give the pick over to them. Anyone that's out there watching at home, feel free to drop your exclamation point eyes. Very, very fitting in response to what we just saw on the Splash Zone. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to Night Market next. Now, I don't know if people know this. This isn't really something that people talk about much this season, but Bozo Bunch are now 3-0 on that map. They haven't played it much, but they've won every time. And so they just won on Inky Splash Zone. Historically, not a great map for them. And now they're up 1-0 in the series, moving on to their undefeated map, the map in which Mr. ghret and the rest of Bozo Bunch took down BOIS earlier in the season. So if you're a Bozo Bunch fan and you want to see them making day 2, I think this might be the perfect conditions for that to happen.
Yeah, Night Market is a map that the Bozo Bunch have always looked very good on. Even back in their days where they were the most killable team in Omega Strikers, they were core controlling on that map, corner offensing with Era X almost every game, basically, back when they were one tricks. But now we're here, a very different Bozo Bunch, the ones that are surviving, the ones that are finding the KOs themselves, and with a lot more flexibility in the pools, with a new goalie as well. And they're 1 game away from making it to day 2 of playoffs.
Yeah, I will say we should temper our expectations a little bit. This exact situation happened not too long ago for the Bozo Bunch in this exact place in the bracket. But of course, it's been a little bit. They've had time to grow. They've had time to improve. And this is their opportunity to prove themselves worthy of making it to the NASL playoffs day 2. Excited to head into Night Market. I'll be looking at probably an Octavia ban. And I expect there to be likely an Asher pick on the Bozo Bunch. And then Bretts is happy. He'll pick any of his 3 main picks here. And then ghret can kind of cycle through a few different things. If it's like a really good start for Kai, it's possible, but I don't think that's likely to come out. Mainly the Now or the Imi are the really popular picks on this map. So I wouldn't be surprised to see those come out. Whereas Vaughn has been pretty much exclusively playing Juno and Rune the last few weeks. He had 1 game of Imi, I think, so we might see that out of him. But I really do expect probably a Rune. Well, actually, I expect a Rune ban, don't I? So expect maybe that Juno to be picked once again. So, there's going to be the Asher with potentially a Now, trying to shove it into the corner, use Ash's kit to take that second barrier, and then for S.A.D.B.O.I.S, if they're playing the Juno and they're playing something like the Centauro, you're going to be relying on core speed and kind of sheer number of cooldowns and maneuverability to get around whatever Obscure Bread's trying to do. But with the Finny, you can kind of cut that off before it even happens. A lot can go on. But as I say all that, missile prop, explosive entrance start. We should be seeing a Bozo Bunch rune ban pretty soon. BOIS probably reconsidering an Octavia ban because they might be thinking about whether or not they could just kill the Octavia. In my opinion, not the most reliable strategy right now.
Oh,
But
but wait. When you say that, an idea comes to mind. Oh, well, the Octavia is banned anyway, but missile prop brings one character to mind, and it is Drakkar. I know Drakkar is the lowest pick rate character in the NASL season, but what if this was the time they picked it on night market?
I mean, listen, if anyone's going to pick it, it would be Vaughn. But we see the Centauro first pick, not super surprising. With the explosive entrance, it's kind of a premier pick on the start. There's the Now, there's the Aimi. Okay. So we're getting the Now goalie, and there is the Drakkar showing up on the draft. Vaughn returning to his roots. Saya with an absolutely cinematic call out there. I mean, fellas, just look at Threezy Breezy in the background. That's all I have to say. Beautiful, just beautiful prediction from Saya. Missile prop looking great for the Drakkar here. Can really bully the X. Actually has a pretty decent matchup into the Now. The speed's kind of a problem, but if you can kind of supplement that with a speed awakening or two in the draft while being able to deny the Now, you can really keep pace. And then her strike primary strike doesn't have the best time into Drakkar's strike primary strike. So this midfield matchup's in no way bad. But as I'm saying all this, I remember that it's not even the Now in the midfield. It's the Aimi in the midfield, who Drakkar can actually have a wonderful time against. Aimi famously struggles in super close range, and Drakkar, well, that's the one place he excels. So I think this game could go either way. If this Now isn't able to keep pace with the Centauro and Drakkar damage, I could really see this X or this Aimi dying a lot. And the Now really needs to be able to kind of keep up with the finesse from this Centauro or just the sheer simplicity of the Drakkar to be able to get through. I think this is anyone's game. I do love the Drakkar. And if I know anything about Vaughn, if he's pulling it out, it's because he's really confident on it. And if he's really confident on it, then I think this could be a BOIS victory. What do you think, Saya?
Yeah, it's a very good spot for it too, right? Which is why I made the prediction. I thought it was a long shot, but we're here now. But it is the best case scenario. It is missile prop. It is the Bozo Bunch, who play a style that takes a lot of chip damage, if we're going to be honest. And Drakkar in the midfield is a massive chip damage dealer, and then he can go in and finish off the kills as well. So that is a big win condition for them on this missile prop start. Same with the Atlas, the missile prop primary giving a lot of control to Yurdi Lose. So this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, speaking to that chip damage, Bozo Bunch also play in a way where enemy melee goalies do a significant amount of damage to them too. They don't play very spaced from them. So Dropletto might be taking a beating from this Atlas, and Drakkar and Centauro are two of the best kill confirming characters in the game. So, contrary to what was happening with Bell's last game where he was getting staggered and couldn't be finished off as well, I think if anyone on Bozo Bunch gets staggered this game, they're not going to be long for this world.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Triple explosive entrance on the Bozo Bunch. Unsurprising, given their characters. We'll see if they can weather the damage from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S and whether the S.A.D.B.O.I S can do that damage game plan. Bell's rushing forward, find the first barrier, but immediately getting taken out by ghret and Dropletto. So much burst damage there.
Yeah, Bells just ends up a little bit too close to the wall, too close to the sun, but, we're already seeing it here. Dropletto almost completely staggered off of just Drakkar and Atlas spamming their abilities in the corner like they're supposed to do, but manages to pick up the orb, looking really healthy, back to full health again, and Point just looking really, really good for the Bozo Bunch. They have control over the center. They have a lot of pressure on the barrier. And Bread's completely flying up, managed to get the pass down to Dropletto, and the barrier falls. Dropletto follows in kind shortly after, but ghret with this flip going to be looking to put the ball in the net during the power play. Bell's not able to find anything in the corner. Vaughn just going to be playing around the turret, stalling it out. Finally managed to get the ball to Bells in the corner, and the flip has to be burned by ghret. But still, we're in a no-barrier situation to the one-barrier Bozo Bunch, and I think they're really defensively solid here.
Yeah, if there's one good thing about the comp matchup here, I think it's that Obscure Breads has a pretty comfortable time. Oh, no! The expanse not quite large enough. The core gets on the wrong side of it. That's the first goal for the Bozo Bunch, but the one bright side, I think, is that the Now has a pretty comfortable time doing with the Zentaro and a Drakkar, right? There's no, like, immediate hit stun, no immediate stuffing in your face that'll multi-hit you. The Now primary and secondary are going to do a ton of work in these matchups, so Bell, saving the strike so long, is going to get that first barrier of the point.
Yeah, I think the thing that's going to be kind of threatening this Now the most is going to be this, like, long-range Zentaro dash, which is kind of what we saw line up on that first barrier to take it. But there's just so much ease and comfort for Breads here. Something that has been kind of interesting, almost counter meta for the Bozo Bunch today has been they don't pick these melee goalie picks that everyone is saying are absolutely S tier, like must pick. And as a result, they're generating so much consistent offensive pressure from Breads being able to move up on the midline with these faster, more midfield-oriented goalie picks. And so these melee goalies have just been losing the war of attrition because the ball's been in their half the whole time, which is perfect for the Bozo Bunch style of play. And Vaughn, you know, he's falling apart. But Caleb, great strike shot, manages to take the barrier on his own because Breads was sagging off the barrier, and little bounce off the wall. Great shot from Dropletto, and the ball goes in. And, you know, the goal went in because You Already Lose didn't have primary, didn't have strike shot, because the ball has just been staying up so much. Largely assisted by the really aggressive and intelligent midfielding play by Obscure Breads in the back. And the double barrier, the miscellaneous strike by ghret, generating so much pressure. And we're kind of seeing the weakness of this Drakkar. He's having difficulty keeping pace. He can win a couple interactions, but when there's a Now behind, or when Dropletto's being so involved, it doesn't matter if his shotgun's winning him an interaction. It's just immediately coming back.
And drop in the midst of everybody, dealing that damage to Bells right now. Healed up for the moment, but it's still pressure. Yeah, the possession, like you said, is just overwhelming. I think it's like 80-20 right now. The Bozo Bunch, the core's always in their hands, always in the enemy half. Finally, Vaughn finds a breakaway for the bottom barrier, but even then, it doesn't feel like they can get a clean pass off. It's just being interrupted over and over, and the flip has to be forced out by You Already Lose. Obscure Breads now, so much room to play with on the other side.
Yeah, I also think that's part of why the Juno was pretty successful for EKC. Was Juno's really good at punishing these goalies that kind of play off of the barrier, because her core speed is so aggressive that she can just take barriers because the goalie's not able to make it back in time. But this Drakkar is not really able to do the same thing unless he gets a really good ult, and Atlas is going to need Hot Shot for that to happen. So we will see this game evolve, I think, as the Awakening drafts kind of come through, and maybe we get some more core speed for the side of boys. But the way this set is going, it's already over.
Yeah, it's really patient strikes by Dropletto, and of course Breads walking up to the midline. Night Market giving that ability, and with first pick now, the Bozo Bunch, they are looking good heading into this draft.
Yeah, I mean, this Hot Shot is exactly what you want to see if you are the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. That gives you the core speed to get it through, but the peak performance for the IME is, I mean, some people might say that that's the best Awakening in the game, and unless this X-denies the Hot Shot, I think the Atlas should take it here. He does, so that'll be really good for them. Timeless Creator for the Now is a pretty decent pickup. It allows them to set up plays in advance. I don't know if necessarily that was better or worse than Monumentalist, but still good. And the Zentaro picking up size is fun. You're pretty happy with that. So definitely a mountain to climb for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. here, but nevertheless, the draft went pretty well for them, and despite the fact that the draft did go well for them, we're still seeing a lot of the same possession kind of staying on the side of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. as Bells get staggered.
You have Reds with a strike shot attempt to maybe snipe out that KO, but it'll be Vaughn rushing in with the strike shotgun, finding the second barrier now in an open net. But that's the other thing about the goalies that Obscure Breads has been playing, right? They're a lot more capable in the open net, and a snipe by eye, the cyber swipe coming in, the KO found, and Bells now needs to find a desperate play and does so, catches the core before he can reach Breads off the bounce from the center, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S strike first in this set.
Wow, he didn't have his passive until he hit the primary, then hit the secondary to generate it. Perfect reaction off of the crazy bounce, and you know, like I said, we might see some Awakenings turn this game back towards the side of the S.A.D.B.O.I S. Like that hot shot right there on the Atlas primary. Missile prop hot shot is going to be sending that core to the other side in a way that IME might struggle to keep up with. So, you know, we'll be looking at that as the game goes on. But the other thing I'm looking at is Bread sagging off that second barrier, drops it once again, and things are looking really good for the S.A.D.B.O.I S, but Bells goes down.
Yeah, that hot shot changing the game so far, but it is still the Bozo Bunch in advantage for the moment at least. And so much pressure coming in. The strike from Dropletto just strikes away the flip. So much coverage by the Bozo Bunch. And they won't let the S.A.D.B.O.I S take a lead in this set too easily.
No, I mean, Bells just kind of keeps... I mean, both members of the S.A.D.B.O.I S forward duo kind of just keep finding ways to die along the wall. Without too much effort being put in for the Bozo Bunch, and it's starting to be a little bit problematic for them. Like that point was such a gimme for them, and it went the other way. So, you know, we're gonna see how this goes. Vaughn, smart with the flip. Dropletto probably, yep, just gonna finish the job. And with the adrenaline rush and the strike from ghret, that's the second double barrier of the game for ghret. I mean, it's hard to see this point going any way but the way of the Bozo Bunch. Ball moving into the net, and ghret calls out, "You already lose," and just sends it in.
The Bozo Bunch once again overwhelming on the core control. They seem to have the current state of the game under lock right now, especially with Breads having that flip available on the defense. The additional insurance and Dropletto with the flick, forcing out the strike shot. Big opportunity now, and Vaughn can't quite reach the core there, and continually pushing are the Bozo Bunch forwards, but Bells now with the Zentaro primary trying to get a strike afterwards, unable to get the second barrier, but a big opportunity with the flip now for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S here. Vaughn in the corner looking for the strike shotgun, looking to find an opportunity, but the bounces are just too awkward for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S here, and the Bozo Bunch still holding on.
Yeah, I mean, this corner is just not the most efficient form of offense, and as you can see, as soon as they left the corner and went to attack like the big face of the barrier, they were immediately able to capitalize. Bread's great reactions on the shotgun and bad reactions on the strike shot.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there. They got the KO. They did have resources to save that goal, but it does go in, and if you're the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, you're breathing a sigh of relief. This is the chance for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S to get some scaling in, win a set. Vaughn with the flip available. If Dropletto didn't evade there, that was a dead X, but it might be a dead Zentaro pretty soon if Bells isn't able to recover.
Yeah, so I looked back and saw what happened, and there was a Dorito, and now, you know, Drone, blocking the ball from being able to make it to Breads. And Bells walked into it, died, and walks into the Dropletto punch and dies here. And Bozo Bunch with a double power play, not what you would expect from the formerly most killable team in the North American Strikers League, with the flip. Isn't able to put it in. No conversion on the open net, and you already lose. As long as he could survive against Dropletto here, it's a complete disaster for the Bozo Bunch. S.A.D.B.O.I.S looking to make a play on the open net. Vaughn, lots of patience, struggling to kind of deal with all of the cooldowns that Bozo Bunch are able to throw off them. But there it is, that hot shot Atlas primary, able to get things going, and it just trickles into the bottom side. It's a miracle for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, and their playoff hopes are still alive.
The Bozo Bunch, they got a bit too complacent. They thought it was over anyway. And, well, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, they find it. They get it done. Now it's a really, really awkward spot here, right? The Sparks could come in, and so many cooldown awakenings in general available on the board. Perfect form gonna be denied away here, focusing on taking away from... Like, perfect form is just good in general, too, but, like... It's really awkward. It's a really awkward pickup here because heavy impact's also available for Zentaro.
Yeah, the way Caleb saw it is his teammates have been dying a lot, so extra special doesn't feel too bad. It also is a big deny on the IME. this Drakkar Aimi kickoff is pretty lopsided for this Aimi if she has that turret every single point. So I understand that take, but the explosive entrance X with 1-2 punch just sends that core absolutely flying. And, you know, here we go. We see this extra special Atlas starting to generate some value. B.O.I.S, the threat of his death is completely eliminated during the ult, but as soon as the ult ends, it's completely fair game for him to go down. And this adrenaline rush has just been getting so much value for Dropletto this game. Vaughn in a tricky situation in the corner. ghret kind of overestimates his dash distance as a great ult by Vaughn on the gold line. Sends it down, misses the corner, gooey angle, and Dropletto picks it up, sends it in, and it's a point for the Bozo Bunch.
Well played by the Bozo Bunch. This time they don't let up on the pressure, right, compared to the previous point that they unfortunately lost. This time they get it done. And talking about the kickoffs, Vaughn forced to walk all the way back, almost dead already when the turret is available. Like you said, it is so lopsided, but Bell is still creating pressure with Strike War wins in the midfield, finding both barriers already.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a greedy back pass from Vaughn there, but Caleb's ready with the primary. Bell's just kind of making a heroic play in that corner, and Vaughn just worse for wear the entire point. This chip damage that we talked about with Drakkar and Zentaro earlier, we kind of neglected to mention that Drakkar tends to also get chipped down, and X and Aimi are great characters at dealing chip damage themselves. So Vaughn coming in through the top, strike primary, not able to catch it, rotating down away from the defense. Threads opting to go back towards Vaughn. ghret feeling the need to rotate with their secondary. Bell's not quite able to catch the ball with his primary. 2 flips for the side of S.A.D.B.O.I.S, looking to make a big play. Primary gets it through, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a flip from one of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S soon. There it is. Isn't able to put it in. Still have 2 more flips for S.A.D.B.O.I.S if they want to win this point, and instead the core speed gets it past Obscure Bread's strike shot. Tie ball game.
Yeah, that hot shot missile prop doing dividends for You Already Lose. So much midfield presence with those primaries from the Atlas. Kind of feeling like a ranged goalie here, honestly.
Yeah,
and
a little bit.
Just a little bit, as Dropletto X Maximus continuing to put damage down onto Vaughn while ghret keeps the midfield up. These strike wars are being won this time by the Bozo Bunch, and it's doing a lot of work for them here. But in the process, Dropletto taking a lot of damage, but there's more than enough healing to get the X back to full. Bell's now in trouble. The dash punch from the Aimi. The Cyber Swipe into Glitch Pop is good, but Vaughn continuing to win the strike wars to defend, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S staying alive.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to attack the front face of the barrier now, and there it goes. It goes down. That side is just so much more vulnerable than that much smaller corner is, especially on this map. And they're able to capitalize on the power play. We do have a flip for Vaughn. We have the Atlas ult coming in, keeping him safe. X misses the bull rush, which keeps Vaughn alive even more, and we might see Vaughn go for it. Nope, he's dead.
Yeah, really well-timed flip for Dropletto. That was a really dangerous situation for both the brawler and the midfielder. Oh no, Obscure Bread's a bounce off the center, and now Bells has a chance for some heroics here, but the Firewall Sentry prevents that. A Cyber Swipe in, forces the Glitch Pop. ghret now looking for an opportunity to dive in, help out into play, and Bells always a threat here. Dropletto trying to find the KO, kept alive by Vaughn with the shotgun, and now in the top corner, so much core speed and a perfect pass with the Glitch Pop. ghret to Dropletto so many times, and 1 point away from taking a lead here.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Yoshi64 with the emote from Dropletto, but what a perfect pass off the Glitch Pop, just beautiful. And then the strike will win for Dropletto against the Zentaro. Things are looking really good for the energy economy of the Bozo Bunch. They're looking bad for the health bars of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, and it's going to take, you know, they're having to climb a mountain if they want to win this set. But Speed Gate conquered by both S.A.D.B.O.I.S, able to generate a lot of pressure. Finally, the strike shotgun finds the first barrier. Now they can move to the corner. Dropletto really hurt. The now healing coming in, and Vaughn goes down to the knockback from the X 1-2 punch. Trying to hold on the top side here. Can we see a play? Great flip from You Already Lose, just stalled the play, and we already see Vaughn returning as the barrier just goes down to a little simple strike. And we're kind of in an even situation in this point. A little favored for the Bozo Bunch because of the flip for Breads. And Vaughn, you know, taking a beating once again. That peak performance taken by ghret earlier. I bet Vaughn really wishes he had that right now, and drops the ult on 2 in the corner, but it's just tickling them, whereas Bells is just absolutely taking a beating. And I think the adrenaline rush into the core speed, great strike shot from Obscure Breads, and this flip means that they're never going to lose the barrier. And yep, there it is. Vaughn just getting pushed around. Great glitch pop. Dropletto doesn't have the strike up and ready. And they've stabilized a little bit, other than the fact that Vaughn's looking to go down here, and ghret's got the flip goes down, core speed generated, but now B.O.I.S is looking worse for wear. So it's just this cycle. Oh, the great flick from B.O.I.S takes the second barrier, and this point is suddenly looking terrible for the S.A.D.B.O.I S because Vaughn goes down. Adrenaline rush for Dropletto, and ghret sneaks it around B.O.I.S and puts it in, and that's a set win for the Bozo Bunch. They now one set from top 3 in the North American Strikers League.
That was
minimum.
That was such a goofy set. Drop was flying all over the place, and that final KO in particular, that was not real. That was fiction. But heading into this draft, that fight or flight really showing up with a stagger swagger, making sure the survivability is firmly in the hands of the Bozo Bunch. And with that spectrating pickup, that's fight or flight for Dropletto. Wait a second. Bond really wants to get a special KO here, and doesn't want Drop getting the spec training, but I feel like the Bozo Bunch, they're a little too happy with this one.
Yeah, that fight or flight is a really good pickup for this X. The specialized training means that Drakkar ult that was tickling before is, well, it's going to be tickling maybe just a little bit more. Vaughn already staggered, KO'd, and I mean, we can see why he took the specialized training from the X, because they've just been dying so much this game, and if he had the specialized training, nowhere would be safe. But I feel like if you want to keep up in this game, the fight or flight's still a really good way to keep up, you know, move speed while you're getting hit. It's a way to keep up core control as an admittedly kind of slow Drakkar, and you know, with this turret in the corner, great clear, but I think it's really difficult unless this Drakkar finds some really magical specials this game. I think this fight or flight might have just sealed the deal.
Yeah, and the magical KOs, the magical sequences have been the Bozo Bunches so far this game, with a few exceptions by B.O.I.S finding the barriers and the goal. The Bozo Bunch now continuing to put on pressure. Dropletto sees you already lose with no meter available, starts punching away, and B.O.I.S a desperate try to send the core away. Dropletto brought low, but still surviving. The special goes wide, the flip available now. Not even KO, tanks the flip just barely, and stays alive to tell the tale, and just regens all the way back up. The Bozo Bunch now such a massive lead. What a great cyber swipe by ghret. And with the firewall sentry setup, it's going to be such a hard defense here as Dropletto playing midfield for the IME for a moment. The S.A.D.B.O.I S hold on, but it's still such a bad spot for them.
Oh! I mean, Bell's just completely lost his mind. Wanted to make a big play there. I think I see what he was going for, but isn't quite able to capitalize on it. Vaughn tries to call out the cross clear. Bell's great secondary, but Breads is an absolutely iron...
Okay.
My bad. But but still,
drop. The bull rush is unstoppable. Despite getting hit so many times, he still dashes it through, and the angle is perfect to the top corner. And the Bozo Bunch 2 goals away now.
Yeah, I mean, cinema, right?
It really is.
What's going on in this game. And that Atlas is trying his best with the hot shot, but it's just so difficult. And Vaughn taking an absolute beating. Once again, Atlas forced to expend the ult, and I think this extra special has gotten a lot of value this game, but it's just not been enough. Cross clear able to be found, and now Caleb, who's ridiculously slow, just kind of has to lumber his way into the top half. They move to the corner, the secondary times out, there's 2 flips for the Bozo Bunch. Kill 1! And the ball's in. And we are now 1 point away from the Bozo Bunch, knocking S.A.D.B.O.I S out of the North American Strikers League.
This is unprecedented. The S.A.D.B.O.I S have never placed below 3rd at an S tier ever. This is the most dominant roster in the history of Omega Strikers, and the Bozo Bunch are 1 goal away from making the impossible possible here, but with both barriers down, the S.A.D.B.O.I S in their comfort zone, they will not go down without a fight.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you want to see if you're a S.A.D.B.O.I S fan. You want to see both those barriers going down pretty quickly, get a momentum swing. Especially like getting those barriers down and keeping control of the ball, importantly, keeps those health bars high, unless you're Bells, I guess, but it should keep those health bars high because they have to use more abilities for control to keep the ball out of the net. Bells, finally unstaggered, able to make a play. Breads appropriately reads the dash, and Vaughn sends the ball so quickly when he comes out of that secondary, but just not quite able to get it past the flip And the body of Obscure Breads. Whoa, Bells goes crazy in the net once again, trying to make these heroics. But if the heroics aren't falling, then it just seems like nothing is falling at all for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. I mean, Breads is in an incredibly secure position. Dropletto is the one making the hero play, kills Vaughn, takes the flip off the map, gets the adrenaline rush, and unless we see Bells, you know, do something crazy here, I think that's just... It might be game pretty soon, Saya.
Oh, but Vaughn takes out Dropletto, and with this power play, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S might have a chance, but their net is open as well. Obscure Breads has flip for defensive insurance, flips it away, sends it to the other side of the map. ghret, time to be the hero this time. KOs Vaughn again! Vaughn has died so many ways, so many times in the same way there, and now Dropletto and ghret, they can smell it. They know that day 2 is 1 goal away. All it takes is 1 more goal, and there it is. The Bozo Bunch eliminate the S.A.D.B.O.I.S and move on to top 3.
The Bozo Bunch might be the greatest Omega Strikers team ever.
Yeah.
I mean, props to them. I think they played so well, and I really think the way Obscure Breads has been playing lately is a response, and a very, very definitive one, to this melee goalie meta. The Finny on Inkies was just everywhere and exhausting the resources from these melee goalies, and they proved that if you can keep up the pressure, you can eventually whittle them down. I mean, this game dropped 12 KOs, ghret 6 KOs, 1 KO for Obscure Breads, and only 1 for You Already Lose and 1 for Vaughn. Well deserved for the Bozo Bunch. I think their meta read was spectacular. I think their play was even better. And now we can welcome Showtime, Demons Raw, and the Bozo Bunch, seed number 5, to the second day of the North American Strikers League playoffs.
Just an incredible performance here. The Bozo Bunch make it out. And I know some people were fearing, right, that they were a little scared of the repeat. The Showtime, Demons, and S.A.D.B.O.I.S back at it in the top 3. The Bozo Bunch make sure that is not the case, but there's a long road ahead of them. The Demons and Showtime will try to replicate their performance from last season at the very least, so it's not going to be an easy road.
No, I think Showtime is a decently exploitable team right now. You know, we almost saw EKC take them down. I think if people do their homework and, you know, play up to them on the day, they could definitely get through them. But Demons Raw, in my opinion, the way that they were looking earlier today, they are looking completely unstoppable. They like 18-1, the Cosmic Calamities 18-2. It was a little bit of a stomp, respectfully, and I think they are just looking so dominant. They're absolutely back in form. They want their back-to-back, and I also think that if you want to win an Esther, you have to get through them. But I've also said the same thing about the S.A.D.B.O.I.S in the past, and, you know, looking here, we saw a new face in the North American Strikers League playoffs get through the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. So, going to be a really exciting week next week. I think it's anyone's game, and I'm excited to help them prepare.
Yeah, and with that, thanks for watching. There will be a post-show, most likely right after this, so don't go anywhere, and make sure to catch NASA tomorrow and the conclusion of the playoffs next week. Thanks for watching.
As it turns out, good flip coming out from Soren. Good KO coming out from EKC.
The Katsuna show right now. I'm telling you, I put my eyeballs on Luna and she just ends it all. My eyeballs, guys.
That will be activated, and a nice catch with that primary there from an XTV.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Bozo Bunch comp right now, and it's, you know, a very, very strong damage comp. The Rasmus going with Pauldrons just adds 125 power, explosive. Oh!
Whiffs a little bit. Now Joker has the core, has the speed going forward, but dies to another rocket from Luna. Katsuna is just going wild with all of these kills. The Crater Maker as well sets it up, and that's going to be another goal. EKC finding their medal.
And continuing to solidify themselves as a threat towards playoffs.
Right? It's just so shiny and red. It's pure dopamine. And look at that NXTD with the core flip, 8 seconds through the barrier. Make that a 9-second goal.
Very low on health. Shianzu in the goalie box is going to die to a rocket.
CD and Katsuna in particular. What an angle, by the way, from an XCD.
Playing the Rasmus again here. Also worth noting. And beautifully done.
Big moment here. Is the Duke gonna kill on the Joker? The power play is huge.
And they're about to get the goal with the core flip and the turn. Everything in the kitchen sink.
Especially like the pressure of being down a point or not being able to score for a while really starts to weigh on you. Anyway, great plays by EKC, great banish, great KO, both barriers down, all players down. Good work. Hey, nice one.
There's the whiplash from Dropletto to put it away.
That just this goal is enough, and will the Corvus do it? It will! ghret finds it in the last second.
To get this out, Dropletto moving back, but a great evade clear from Breads there keeps the point alive.
As they have the goal open, they should be happy about that.
Just take it themselves, why don't they? Really important as they push into this corner. Just too much to defend. 2 flips now that they don't even need to use it.
Absolute destruction. Mr. Brett's trying to get a goal with misdirection. Then it lands.
Flies in and gets KO. Great cyber swipe from I.
Now in the flip off of it, finds it.
But the core flip catch is really nice. Gets it over to the X.
Right on the bottom side. I was about to face on.
But ghret with a good positioning is able to catch any kind of clear, and Dropletto with an even better dash is going to stun Barco.
This is the Bozo Bunch we know and love, and they are dominating so far. He's coming through top side, and Drew will get the final strike and will convert for a bang bang win.
But health bars are depleting right now. Cardbox getting sniped off the map by kind of.
And Natty just doing his best to live. Envy, this is looking tough.
Goal line save, pulled away by Natty.
Find out here, Cardbox finding a little KO there.
Looks like an ineffective strategy right now. I mean, this is going to be a goal for sure. Yeah.
But shows the core. Breezy goes down, but takes the core with him. With Cardbox and Breezy in the goal box, and they grab it.
And then 2 KOs all of a sudden. Breezy, and Cosmic Calamities. They managed to just explosively end that first point there after it looked doomed. Breezy not quite able to go down here. It gets healed up by the Atlas ultimate, but might go down, but it doesn't matter because he's just sitting in the play.
A core flip from Breezy on the barrier will secure it alongside Cardbox.
Now, but Cardbox sets up the piercing shot.
They'll stay keyed up. Cardbox doing a great job of keeping up the pressure.
Have this one trying to hold things down here and going to be able to go in for the flip. Deflected away though by Natty's placement. Ready to just move it right on into the goal. It's 2-0 for Cosmic Calamity.
Breezy with a nice hook. Double barriers Barco. Not much he can do, and sets himself up with a beautiful open umbrella.
Resource that you can have on this map. Really great flip to keep Drew away from scoring that one, but it's not enough.
Breezy with the energy burst available, throws down the path splitter.
Striking, always last, and what a save from Natty.
Black Bolt passed around, Mystics there with the bomber coming out. After a bang corner from Cardbox and sinks it through all 3 of them. Brighton Vaughn comes back and Cosmic Calamity. They have done it. They missed the upset and defeated.
Do you get tired of winning? You get tired of winning? Like,
you know.
Honestly, no, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Hey, I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but the line "I am inevitable" only rings true in NASL.
3 championships this Saturday to see a boys sweep.
I mean, this is going to be 2 titles in a row. S.A.D.B.O.I.S are the best Omega Strikers team in history.
Power play opportunity. Zuda has to put in so much work, but the goal gets past his Shadow Swap clone. And now Bells in the goal box has the speed necessary. Vaughn, beautiful play. Bells now, oh no, just fakes out Soren completely.
Cleared properly there. Vaughn going for dribble on the bottom. Long range core flip through the misdirection.
Playing both sides, both top and bottom here, and every time sending it right back in for another shooting opportunity. What a ricochet!
Vaughn, a nice little bounce off the center for the barrage.
Bells keeping the aggression up, knocks away Barcode, opens up a firing angle for Vaughn.
And that's an ace. All members going into the goal.
No energy used, and oh my goodness, what a flip.
Where they are. Banish lands on it too, but it's also out of the core. Beautiful timing from Bells.
Has enough speed. A perfect killer from Vaughn to save it away. Sock smack. Bensama losing. These pillars are so massive from Vaughn, just placing them.
The barrier. Still sending one barrier to none. Crazy angle. Bells as well, finding the goal. Yeah, it was really dicey for the boys, but they got it in the end.
Sends it to the bottom, and Demons RAAAAHHH find the win. Welcome to a new era. Demons RAAAAHHH are your North American Strikers League Season 4 champions.
The Demons are back. They're showing why they're the other team that everyone just knows and fears.
To worry about Snake looking at the flip into the strike reset. Oh my goodness.
The flip is good. The beautiful power chord coming out from Gumi.
Comes back to bite them, flip available. Tiny, great pillar from Vaughn to save it away, but there's the first range sniper.
Getting Tiny with the dribble on the bottom.
Hold on, and this could be a turn.
The flipping block by Gumi.
All being said, hey, Demons RAAAAHHH.
Now another KO found by Snake.
Low HP able to get it. Has the flip, trying to...
Right now it's all Demons. It is all Gumi, Snake, Noob. They finally did what they set out to do. Snake goes, I'll come back. Might as well play another season. Get their chip finally. They take down their rivals in the winners final, and they take down the upstarts in Showtime in the grands.
In there, Kainu, they bouncing head the Bells, but Gumi gets a flip here in the X bull rush, and it's gonna be the glitch pop.
Do a bracket reset here, and Kainu is gonna be the one helping him. Adrenaline Rush proc on the flip kill, and now Xianzu's up next, and Demons RAAAAHHH doing what Demons RAAAAHHH does best. Barcode has to hold it down, Gordo.
And he cannot do it. Gumi's supporting at distance with the perfect pitch. It's a score for Demons RAAAAHHH. 2 more to go. Demons RAAAAHHH will not give up without a fight. They will take us to a game 3 in the upper bracket.
All right, time for another day of NASL playoffs. Let's see what's going on here. Hey gang, what? Saya's late again? Really? Oh gosh. What are the odds I get out of here on time? Oh, now they're ready, so we get no time for the pre-show. Fine. Okay, people, quiet on set. We're on in 3, 2.
Can't find it. Now Vaughn, you already lose. They're up in the box. Sergio coming out. We'll be able to bring down that barrier here. And the goal gate is open. Pushing hard. Xianzu. Shot to the bottom is going to be good. And that is Showtime taking game 2. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a new NASL champion.
I almost KO'd, but had just enough energy for the evade, but now
To take this, it is off the map. Breezy forced the flip just to stall time, and this is not looking good.
time to put on a show. Joker, the one being staggered, pushed in, but Dropletto finally KO'd after all that time staggered now. Turn Shianzu packing, passing back and forth, much like we saw the last game.
Will force Natty away from the defense there. Flip from Shianzu comes out. Nice combination of abilities and strike.
Post the pass.
Getting goal number 2.
Predicting it right, and Shianzu.
That we'll see if they can find the second barrier now. Flip use, still defended by Barcode.
Post the pass.
Joker threads the needle through all 3 players.
Shianzu comes up with just as many plays.
Bells is fishing for that goal, but Barcode was stopping every single try.
Before Cardbox comes up, but will it be long enough? It will not. Barcode, I believe, actually getting this one. Or instead, Shianzu. There's so many assists. All these players helping out to secure this, and sure enough, we go to set number 5 on game 3.
All right, hello everyone. I'm back, and welcome back to the North American Strikers League post-show. It's been a very exciting day 1 of playoffs, and now we have representatives from each team that won today. The Bozo Bunch, a little split in half for their duo, very deserved. So yeah, I think we're just gonna hop right into things. I'll start with you, Joker. From Showtime, you were the first team to qualify for day 2 today in a little bit of a nail-biter 3-game series over the Ares Kitten Club. How do you feel about that series? Maybe how well prepared they were, or how impressed you were with their drafts and the strategies that someone in that EKC environment came up with?
Hey, man. Well, started off, they picked Inkies on us, and, well, historically, we knew they were going to ban Oni Village. Like, we talked about it last night of, like, how we thought the map pick ban is going to go, and it's, like, on the dot exactly why I, like, anticipated it. So I knew we were going to have a tough Inkies game to start. Went to set 5.5. I think they played phenomenally, and they deserved to beat us, but I was like, okay, it's their map pick. They like this map, and we took them to set 5.5. We're going to smoke them when we play on our maps and, like, other maps. So that's what ended up, like, happening. We 3-0'd them the next game, and the last game was also pretty close. I think they were just playing, like, really good as well. Like, our NXDD on the Zentaro is just, like, such a phenomenal player. And Soren played, like, out of his mind as well. And Katsuna just pumping damage and just killing us always. So they're a tough opponent, and I'm just glad we beat them and we don't have to deal with them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Aris Kitten Club, never really someone you want to be going up against. They're a really tenacious team. So going off of that, Demons Raw, Snake is our representative here, looking mighty handsome today, if I could say so myself. How about the Cosmic Calamities? They were a little bit of a story this season. People weren't quite expecting them to make the surge that they did. But as you know from last season, you're not really afraid of these surging new teams. You got the job done again today. How was that series for you? What were your expectations going in, and how are you feeling about next week?
It was fun. My expectations going in weren't super high because we had a game plan, and that was to copy the style that Showtime plays, which we did with the Mako goalie, the Now for like a speed midfielder, and then Asher because that character is very easy. So I have a lot of fun doing the easy thing and doing it probably the best, so that's what I do.
Little cameo from 3Z Breezy there. Yeah, I think it's not the biggest surprise that our two teams qualifying for winners finals next week did so kind of playing the same strategy. Showtime, in my opinion, has been paving the way, kind of leading the metagame ever since last playoffs. I feel like everyone kind of lost their minds when they saw how far they went with their play style and has tried to emulate that. But going to a team that I think has not been trying to emulate that at all, the Bozo Bunch. They say no thanks to the melee goalies, no thanks to pretty much all conventions, and yet they're here anyway. Drop or ghret, whichever you feel free to talk about your experience taking down Aris Kitten Club and the legendary S.A.D.B.O.I.S today as you made your way to losers finals.
Well, I think we just over the span of the last week or so, we just tried different stuff out in terms of drafting, because I think drafting is what we need to work on the absolute most. As long as we can get something comfortable down on the board for our team to play, I think we pop off like super hard. But getting in that situation in the first place, we tried out a lot of different stuff, like getting Juliet from drop. That the Julie feels really good to play with, and that was what we kind of discovered over the span of the last week. And we were able to get that off during the drafts versus both EKC and S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And the only like uncomfortable game, I would say, not like the only hard one, but the only uncomfortable one was the game 2, because Juno got a lot of core speed and that was really hard to play around.
Yeah, I will say I'm very happy that we're not playing with melee goalies. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys over there, losers. It's so much more fun playing with a goalie that can just like pew pew pew. Other side of the map, some random Finny card comes out of nowhere, slots it in, so much damage, and I just start killing me. Let's go, Bozo Bunch!
Yeah.
Get your shirt on shop.bestieslot.com.
Yeah, it was discussed earlier about how effective those kind of midfield-oriented goalies have been with regards to keeping possession essentially forever in the corner for you guys, and I think that really showed today just how strong that strategy can be. Really impressed with the run from the Bozo Bunch, and just really proud of everyone here. Really, really great games from all of you today. Any shout-outs, starting with you, Joker? Anyone you would like to give some thanks to?
Hey, first of all, shout out to all the people who voted on the All Pro for me and Barcode as well, who made it first team. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my teammates, of course, playing like beasts today. Shout out to EKC for playing like beasts too. Like, that was a close series. I want to say it's fun, but playing against you guys is, I'm sorry, it's just so painful and it's not fun. But still, shout out to you guys for just being good players. And yeah, shout out to Bessie and Slot for all the cool stuff around playoffs, like the Brightman Rob with the promos, the team promos, and then that like animation as well by Ian and who else was it? Help me out.
Lego Mage.
Lego Mage.
15, My
yeah,
goat.
yeah. Lego Mage and Ian are beasts. Yoshi. Shout out to y'all. That was like a pleasure to watch as well. So yeah, I think I covered it.
I completely agree. Shout out Bestie and Slot. I think none of us would really be here without them, and they just do so much work for us. Snake, any shout outs for you?
just a shout out to the usual people like S.A.D.B.O.I.S, my teammates, Huss, Gravity, people like that. I'll shout out Bozo Bunch. I think they played really good today. So shout out to y'all. That was a really fun match to watch. And shout out to American football. Yeah, that's going to be so much fun to watch.
All right, and I'll start with ghret. ghret, anyone that you are interested in shouting out today?
Well, I think I'd like to shout out like everyone who's watching these games, everyone who's making all of this stuff for the community, like the Ratman Rob videos, the art. In case someone doesn't know, this is my last season of NASL, and this stuff is kind of reminding me why I stayed for so long. It's really something special, I think, we've done here. And
All
also,
right, and never mind.
Hold on. Now I'm being mean. Hold on. Shout out to the people who put me high up on All Pro. 2 people, Natty and Vaughn. I'm on to you guys. I'm on to all you guys. Next season for sure.
Actually, I'm gonna throw it in there. Anti-shout out to Natty. He put Breads at number 1 goalie, and I at number 2 midfield. Oh my, number 1 midfield. And where's Drop Lead on his list? Oh, what's that? Nowhere. Come on, man.
Wow.
Not even in the top 5. Absolute hater activity. Anyways, I'd like to shout out anyone that was, of course, teammates. Breads played like a beast. Muncher also played like a beast. But I want to shout out specifically the people that cheer me on, because they make me play so much better. Whenever like someone's like, oh wow, what a great Drop Lead on. I'm like, I know, I'm the best. It does make me play better. So shout out to everyone in Bozo Cord cheering me on, and more importantly, shout out to my mom who is watching right now, who said shout out to Breads as well.
Oh yeah,
Thanks,
true.
Mom.
Yeah, shout out all the moms out there. They do so much work for all of us and maybe don't get the appreciation they deserve. And shout out to the haters, according to Bozo Bunch. So yeah, with that, I would like to direct everyone's attention to the North American Strikers Academy coming tomorrow. People are saying that this is the biggest sporting event of the weekend, and you need to set aside your Sunday for the North American Strikers Academy. We have some heater matches coming up for that, and I believe we also have another shout out on this stream that production would like me to mention. The Sony Hates Eject Button Jeb Tournament. So if you are one of those people that hates seeing eject button in your game, if you're one of those people that thinks, what's the goalie doing leaving their net? Like, they're supposed to sit in there and just do their little good goalie things that they're supposed to be doing. This is your opportunity to make it big on those opinions. Sony Hates Eject Button, our newest high prize pool tournament coming to Omega Strikers, March 1st and 2nd, 2025. Get your registrations in. If it's open, I believe it is, but it may not be. Get your registrations in, form your teams, start seeing if you can get ahead on the meta of an Omega Strikers without eject button. All right. And any final words from any of our competitors today? Any final thoughts? No, it looks like we're all tuckered out. Pretty understandable. Really long, really exhausting day. So I will send us off to the best of my ability. I'll say one last thing about Sheb. The prize pool is $2,000. So pretty significant prize pool. And the format is a round robin with a little bit of round robin trifecta Swiss into a best of 3 double elimination bracket. It's a great format. Lots of winnings to be had. And like I said before, try and get ahead of the meta on this one. This is your opportunity to make it big in Omega Strikers if you're someone that couldn't quite get there in other big tournaments. So, everyone tune in to the North American Strikers Academy tomorrow. And with that, I bid everyone farewell, good night, and happy striking. It's a wonderful day of playoffs, and I can't be more excited for next week.